Hello, everybody. Welcome to your favorite show, Orange Shades. That's right, the Orange Shades podcast, bringing you all things Clemson Tigers football. We are here, and of course, it would not be an Orange Shades podcast without the man, the myth, the legend. We're talking about former Clemson wide receiver, legend, Hall of Famer should be on. I personally think he should be on the Ring of Honor. Which we'll talk a little bit about today, as CJ Spiller will be going to the Ring of Honor this year. We are talking about none other than Airese Currie. How's it going, Airese?
Jay, how are you doing? And thank you for having me once again, and just enjoy being your co-host. And shout out to the Tiger Nation. Go Tigers.
Amen to that. And we want to thank our sponsors. First of all, CatchThisSports.com. Make sure you go to CatchThisSports.com. Airese Currie is over that. He helps young athletes, no matter what sport. He will help your young athletes get to where they want to be. Get with Airese Currie at CatchThisSports.com. Airese, you want to tell a little bit about it?
Yeah, so as a lot of you may know, I've been working with training athletes for years now, for over a decade. But I started a campaign where I'm raising funds to have my own training facility. So you go to the website, CatchThisSports.com. The information is up on that site. Feel free to donate. I definitely would appreciate it. Feel free to share. You can't share enough. And no amount is too little, so all things add up. So I definitely appreciate all the support. And even if it's one of those things, if you want to purchase a donation amount to help with fund somebody's training or training session, you can do it that way as well, too.
There you go, folks. That's a great thing to do, especially all you Tiger fans. Get in touch with Airese, and he will take care of your athlete needs. All right, we also want to thank Ardensburg Grill in Central South Carolina, Upstate Physical Therapy in Anderson, South Carolina, and we're going after another sponsor. That's right, Pop-Tarts. Get your Pop-Tarts. Make sure Kellogg's knows that Pop-Tarts is the official Pop-Tart of the Orange Shades podcast. That's right, Kellogg's Pop-Tarts. We are going after you. You need to join us. You know what's best. All right, and also, just because the Pop-Tart Bowl fried one of these suckers, we still got them. So, Pop-Tarts, make sure you get with them. All right, now we've had a little fun now, and let's get to some serious. Airese, the Tigers last week, looked a little shaky in the first quarter, but came back and just put it to Wake Forest. What was your thoughts on the game?
We didn't come out and start as fast as we have in the previous, with the exception of that Georgia game. You know, we've been coming out pretty fast in that first quarter, just really getting after guys and getting after other teams. And unfortunately, we didn't do that last week. But however, I am pleased to see them bounce back, regather in second quarter and just put it on them. And there was no looking back from that point forward. We just exerted our dominance over Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons, and just being familiar with that competition amongst that squad. Like, it could be tricky, and I was pleased to see us just really show them that we were the better football team, and that scoreboard was an indicator of that as well.
I agree with you. I think the second quarter set the tone for the rest of the game. Clemson just routed them, was able to get 2 turnovers, and it just seemed like they was on a whole different level than Wake Forest. Wake Forest did put up a good fight, but, Clemson's just another beast right now. And honestly, I think they are a top 4 team in the nation. I don't care what the polls say. I think they've played it. They beat the teams the way they should have beat them, so they can't say anything about schedule, because I see a lot of teams struggling against teams that they should be destroying, and they're not doing it. So,
well, they're going to say that anyway, Jay.
Yeah.
Our schedule is always weak, apparently. But my argument or my debate to that in years past is, well, if it's so weak, then why are we still able to compete when it comes playoff time? If
Exactly.
It's so weak.
Exactly. What's our schedule and results look like when we're in the playoffs? That whole nother thing. Yep. And also in the bowl. So, all right. Well, Airese, this week we welcome in Tony Elliott and the Virginia Cavaliers. I tell you what, it's great to see Tony back. We also talked about this is CJ Spiller's week. He's going to be given a chance to be in the Ring of Honor, and they tell fans to make sure they're there early, because it's going to start early so they can get all that done before the Tigers hit the field. This is a noon game. I know a lot of Tiger fans are wishing that ESPN would do late a 3:30 or 7 game, but as we know, ESPN's mad with Clemson because they didn't want to change the Thanksgiving Day time. So,
they're sticking it to us right now.
Exactly. And from what I understand, Tommy Bowden's supposed to be there.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, I hate that I won't be able to make it. I wanted to make this game, but that noon kickoff time, that's just too early for me. We have a high school football game in West Florence tonight, at West Florence, so I'll be in late, I know, and I can't see myself getting up at the wee hours in the morning after a game like that tonight and making that drive.
We hope, hey, Airese, next time you're in this area, you better call me and let me know, because I definitely we definitely need to go up to the game for sure.
For sure.
All right, well, let's go with the offense. Airese, this is your expertise. Clemson's offense versus Virginia's pretty stout defense.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go through my notes here. So we're on a 5-game winning streak since the season opener, scoring 243 combined points and starting out 4-0 in the ACC play.
Yep.
Which definitely boosts our playoff hopes. Ranked 12th scoring in the FBS, averaging 41 points a game. So, I mean, I love the way our offense is clicking right now. In the last three games, we've allowed 13.6 points per game. So defense is playing stout. And rushing the ball, we're still doing our thing. Rushing the football, we've rushed for at least one touchdown. And I don't know if you know about this stat or fact, Jay. We've rushed for at least one touchdown in 56 straight home games. The longest such streak in the nation.
Wow, so, I didn't know that.
I'm looking for Maffa to add to that streak tomorrow. Virginia 4-2, 2-1 in the ACC has only allowed 30 or more points in one game this season. Otherwise, until that, they've allowed an average of 16.8 points in those remaining 5 games. So the Tigers, we will be dealing, like you said, with a pretty stout defense that we've seen, with the exception of Georgia, based off the last competitors that we've seen. However, Clemson has won the past 5 games against the Wahoos. So I look to see that streak continue to take place tomorrow at noon in Death Valley. And the key matchups, I think, Jay, it's going to be Cade versus Virginia's pass defense. Cade, he's been unbelievable so far this year for us during the season with 1,528 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions, a significant improvement from last season. With the 66.8 completion percentage. In the Cavaliers, they have struggled to stop the pass. So if they can't crowd that box, and I want them to crowd the box in preparation to stop the run, because that's gonna benefit us as well too, with all the weapons we have on the outside. Antonio Williams, who's K's leading go-to target. Jake Brennan-Stuhl, like the other guys, we're back healthy. Randall and Troy and Stellato. So we have weapons to be able to throw the ball in the air, and I think we'll continue to do that tomorrow versus the Cavaliers defense. I think we need to be on the lookout and not let these particular guys have breakout games. Cam Robinson, the linebacker Cam Robinson, we need to make sure the offensive line, we need to make sure he doesn't create havoc in that defense for them. He's a dynamic performer he's capable of giving our offensive line a run for their money. So I think we need to keep him on the wraps, as well as the safety, Jonas Sanker. He's a hell of a player. He's been named the league's DB of the week for the past 2 weeks. So we definitely got to do our part with him. And lastly, I got cornerback Jam Jackson. He'll be the guy around our top receivers, and I'm interested to see how we match up against him and just go out there and compete.
I can agree with you there. Someone that I'm going to be looking for in this game that's going to have a big game is Avion Terrell. As we go into this game, the Virginia offense, of course, led by Des Kitchens, the offensive coordinator. The problem is with this team, they just have not found an identity. But their quarterback is a gunslinger in every sense of the word. Calandra is he's not afraid to throw it into any kind of situation, and sometimes that's been good, sometimes that's been bad. Right now, Virginia is averaging 435 total yards per game. They're 44th in the country. with 260.2, which is tied for 38th coming through the air, and then 174th, which is tied for 56th on the ground. So, Wake was able to score 275 points a game, also was 276. So, in this game right here, our defensive backs have got to be at their best because this guy is going to test them in every sense of the word. So I think the one person that I would also look at is Barrett Carter. He's going to have to be able to watch that run and also take care of the tight end. And we also know that they got a decent running game. It's not the greatest, but it is decent. So our guys up front are going to have to really put the pressure on the quarterback and make them try to run the ball, because if they do that, I think Carter and Woodaz will make sure that they don't get far.
I agree with you, Jay. Definitely agree. It'd be interesting to be a lot of emotion. First time Tony Elliott stepping foot back in Death Valley as a coach since he's been the coach of it at UVA. So it'd be real interesting, and I anticipate him having those guys ready to play. I anticipate him having them amped up, but once all that settles, I see the Tigers on top.
I can agree with you there. Someone that also I want to point out is Khalil Barnes. He's going to have a big game at free safety. So I think Khalil and Avion Terrell is going to be the most important players on the field for the defense in this game. Don't get me wrong, we need our defensive line, but we know our defensive line is great. And we know our cornerbacks have been playing just out of their minds. But I really think these two are going to have to be on the ball, because this guy is going to throw it in places that you would not think a quarterback would try to throw the ball. And I think that's the scary part about him, is if he gets to running, he is known just to throw the ball in crazy places. But then again, that's great for us because our quarterbacks know how to intercept balls that are thrown in crazy positions. So our defense is going to really shine in this game. I think it's going to be a homecoming that everybody will be proud of, except for Tony Elliott coming in and getting beat. Though I know Dabo, he's not going to run the points up on Tony Elliott if this happens. I think it's going to be in the 30s. I think Dabo, is going to, hey, this is Tony Elliott. This is family. I'm not here to run it up on him. And I think it's going to be like a 38-13 ball game. Personally, I think that's where it'll be. I think they get a trash touchdown in the fourth quarter. Gets them. I think they get 2 field goals and a touchdown. That's my thoughts on it.
I agree with that prediction. I like that prediction, Dave. Mine is similar as far as the spread. I got Clemson at 45 and UVA at 21 as far as what the score will be, is what that'll look like. So I agree with you. I definitely think that Coach Sweeney has a great deal of respect for Tony Elliott as being one of his mentors, and I don't see him going out there, like you said, running up the score on that scoreboard for him. He gonna let him know who's the boss, but he ain't gonna do him like that.
Yeah, I agree, but I think when it's all said and done, it's up to Virginia to stop them, whether it's running the ball or passing. I don't see a lot of passing in the fourth quarter. I think the game's going to be out of hand, but if they don't stop them running, it could be a bigger score. But it's not going to be because Dabo is trying to. It's going to be because, hey, we're just running the ball. Put 11 in the box. If you can stop us, you stop us. But if you can't, it's your fault. We'll throw a little deep pass out to the wide receiver.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
All right. Well, what's your thoughts on the special teams? They got a pretty good special teams. That's why I got them getting 2 field goals. I think their kicker is pretty decent.
Special teams, we definitely, like I say, like any and every other game, I think we're going to still have to play 3 phases of the football game tomorrow. So I have faith in us that we will do so. Hauser's still doing his thing, kicking and ball plays kicking. So I think we'll step up to the plate and execute special team wise on all phases of the game and the special teams.
All right, Airese. Now we get to our surprise player of the game. Who you got that you think is going to be very vital to this game, whether it's offense or defense?
Man, I think it's going to be Brennan Stoll this game as far as offense. I think we can take advantage of the opportunity to match up there with him.
Yep.
With the attention being on, and just the type of tight end he is. I don't see the safeties being able to, prevent him from making plays. So I'm going with Jake Brennan-Stool.
All right. Well, I like that pick. You know, I've been picking Brenda Stools for several games. So, but this week I'm gonna go a little different. Give me Wade Woodaz. I think with Barrett Carter on their leading tight end, it's going to be up to Woodaz to stop the run and to keep that quarterback in the backfield and not out, to the sides running that ball. So give me Wade Woodaz in this game. I really think he's going to have to step up in this game in order for Clemson to have a chance to stop their offense. So, but one thing I did like that you brought up is how Clemson, instead of being in the hundreds like they were last year in offense, are now in the top 50.
Top 50. 12th in the FBS, Jay.
Yep.
12th. So a huge improvement from last year. That offense, like I said earlier, that offense is clicking like it needs to be clicking. It's giving what we thought it was supposed to give last year when Riley came in. So I'm just glad that Cade Klubnik, he's matured. He doesn't seem to force things like he was doing last year, and looks like he's doing a better job of letting the game just come to him, not forcing it anything.
I agree with you there. Do you think we'll see Tyler Brown in this game, since we've seen, Troy Stiletto really coming to his own?
I don't know, Jay. I don't know. I would like to see him. I definitely would like to see him. I know, he's probably still dealing. He might not be 100% healthy, but I would like to see him because we know his playmaking capability. So
yeah,
I would like to see us get him going. That way, he goes into the postseason just on a high.
I agree with you there, and I think that we're also going to see a lot of players in that fourth quarter that, like a Jamal Anderson and Michael. I can't say his name. Mankaka.
I'm not even going to try to.
Yeah. Anyway. But anyway, we really want to. I personally want to see some of the players that we have not had a chance to see. Get them some experience because we're going to need it come playoff time. Because if someone goes down, we need guys that's been in that war and been able to see things on, more than just in practice. So.
We need those battle-tested guys, so you're definitely right about that.
Yep, because we got a lot of players leaving this coming year. So even though of course, as we all know, Clemson lost their quarterback, Herbert, to Notre Dame. Yep. So my hopes is South Carolina will end up losing Cutter Woods, who's at Westside, who's signed with them. But, there's talk Clemson is possibly talking to him, trying to repair that bridge that they burned with him. He really wanted to go to Clemson and ended up not signing, but wanted to go. He ended up going to Wake, and then South Carolina flipped him from there. So I think I'd love to see Cutter Woods, just based on everything that I've seen with him, become a Clemson Tiger. I think that would be great to see him in Clemson.
Yeah, I've seen a couple clips. He can spin it.
Oh, yeah.
He can spin it. I like him as a player.
Yep. Hopefully that's what Clemson wants. He's a big, tall quarterback that can run too. So that'd be something to see him there. And Carolina would definitely have a fit if that happened. But
we got to do something because they're snatching them up. They're snatching them up. They've definitely got some commitments from some top skill players in the state the past month, the past couple of weeks. So
yep.
One of them I actually coached one of them. So they're loading up at the skill position.
Oh yeah. All right, Airese. Well, you gave your score for this week. I've gave mine. Appreciate you coming on as always. Always, everybody, make sure you go to catchthissports.com. There's a donation thing that's going on where he's trying to raise money for his own gym. Is that what it is? Your complex.
It's going to be a training facility, Jay. So a sports performance training facility where you can come in, train, and we'll work on your craft as far as enhancing your performance level. And it'll be for fitness enthusiasts as well, too. They want to take advantage of elite sports performance training, too.
There you go. You heard it, folks, right there. Go to catchthissports.com. We want to thank Ardensburg Grill in Central South Carolina. We also want to thank the Point RV at Hartwell Lake. And we also want to thank Redbubble. Go to FurmanJoust.com and you can get a hat just like the one I'm wearing. That's right, the official Orange Shades podcast, which I got Airese hat here with me right now. I was supposed to meet him in Columbia and forgot all about it on the way back.
I forgot about it myself, Jay.
I was on my way back from Charleston, from Furman Citadel, and I just could not. I was tired. I was ready to get home.
Keep moving. Hey, trust me, I get it. You got to keep moving.
All right, folks, but we appreciate you joining us each and every week. This has been the Orange Shades podcast. Thanks for joining us. Speaking for Airese Currie, this is Jay. Thank you again.